Hello fellow Deepworlders, this is Lawrence and I'm here today to talk to you about the newest sport of Terrapus racing and how you can create your very own Terrapus racetrack. As you can see here, I've already built the track itself, which features 3 areas. Down below, the actual tracks where the Terrapi will race each other. Over on the left, I've built a little shack where I will place my control equipment. And over on the right, I've created a little lounge for the human participants to watch the race and see who wins. Now to wire everything up, we'll need a few different mechanical items. The first is a large switch, which will control multiple small spawners. At the end of the racetracks, we'll put some finished touch plates, which will send messages to a mechanical sign. And finally, we'll have a single switch to reset the sign once we're ready for the next race. So, to wire things up, we'll first place the large switch, which we will link to multiple small spawners at the beginning of the tracks, setting Terrapus for each of them. With this in place, we can now spawn our Terrapi. You'll see that they travel at slightly different speeds, although pretty close, and they will also occasionally idle. In this case, we had a real close race, but sometimes they idle pretty early on, so you never really know what the outcome of the race is going to be. Now, we saw the Terrapi hit the end close to each other, and we want to make sure that we have a fair race and that everyone knows exactly who won. So to do so, we'll use the new touch plate items in order to send a message to a sign, which will say specifically if the first, second, or third Terrapus won. Now, because right now in Deepworld there's no way to link multiple switches to a single item, we can use a hack where we place the touch plate, then the sign, mine the sign, and then repeat with the other touch plates in the same position. In that way we can wire up the multiple touch plates to the same sign. So we're going to do that with a touch plate at the end of each. We'll call this one number 1. We'll then place our sign, mine the sign, do number 2, mine the sign again, and lastly number 3. You'll see now that when the Terrapi cross the touch plates, it triggers the message that we specified onto the sign. However, each Terrapus that crosses the finish line triggers it, including the second and third place winners, which we don't want. We only want to see the first winner of the race. In order to do that, what we're going to do is set the sign to be locked. As you see down here, this lock message option makes it so that only the first message it receives will cause it to be set. We then can reset it using a switch with a blank message. So we will put that over here, and we will link it again to the same position. And pick lock message. So now you can see only the very first Terrapus to hit the touch plate will trigger it. You saw the first one caused it and the other ones didn't. And that's everything that we need for our very own Terrapus racing track. Now we can test it. What we're going to do is hit the reset switch to make the sign available for use again, and then we'll hit the spawner and see who wins. And they're off. Number 1 is in the lead, number 2 seems to be catching up, but not getting close enough, and number 1 for the win. Okay, it wasn't the most exciting race, but you can feel free to make much more elaborate courses and have a way more interesting race than we did here today. In any event, that's all you need to make a Terrapus racing track, so I hope you enjoy the new sport.